Okay, I guess what I'm, I don't know what I'm supposed to be saying because usually she asks the question. So I'll just tell you guys who I
I
am.
was going to say, I could ask you questions.
I'll just tell you guys who I am. My name is Eylissa. I am the owner and the founder of Lotus Mystic Haven. I'm a naturopathic doctor. There's a couple of things that I do or I specialize in as a naturopathic doctor. One of my specializations is hypnotherapy. So pretty much focus on anything that has to do with the mind, phobias, anything that has to do with relaxation, past life regression, things that you might want to change or to replace with something different. That's one of my things that I specialize in, as well as life coaching. Um, the list goes on and on and on. So we'll be all day if I was just be sitting here just to tell you guys everything. I'm also a certified herbalist as well. And I also do readings, or what I like to call spiritual counseling. So I like to do my sessions as a counseling session, whereas it's just like you and me, we're talking, and I pretty much will help you through the situation, as well as answer the questions that you may have pertaining to the past, the present, or future. What I'm teaching at the Collegium of Arcane Studies, I'm basically the healer. So you can't go to any other ATR practices or anything like that until you pass through me, because you do need to heal any traumas or work with your shadow side, and that's basically what I'm doing. I'm teaching you or helping you and coaching you so that you'll be able to heal those things that you need to work through. Um, I'll teach you various ways of how you can work through certain situations, many different ways, because when I'm talking to a lot of people, most people get stuck, or I'm finding out that they go to a lot of therapies or go to these psychologists and stuff like that or whatever, and they're not really helping them. And that's the sad part, is that they have all of these degrees to be a psychologist, and nobody's really helping them through the transitions or trying to heal that past part that's really haunting them,
Right.
whether it's from rape or any other type of traumas, as far as like abandonment issues and things like that. I'm really noticing a lot of that definitely has been taking place, especially with me being able to do therapy or life coaching. Um, let's see what else. I'm also teaching plant magic as well. And there's many different ways to do plant magic. So my way of doing it is completely different from other people and how they do it. But I have my own little niche of how I do plant magic, or how I'm teaching plant magic. It is going to be fun and exciting because I love plants. I have lots of plant babies, and they're all magical plant babies. And some of them just started blooming just recently. So I just can't plant anymore since I'm moving. I'm like, oh, if I plant one more plant, I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself. I really did get another one too, and I was like, what am I doing? What am I
That's
doing?
your devil card.
Right? What am I doing? So also dealing with the chakras. I'm also helping to work through different ones, also explaining the chakras, because there's more than 7, because a lot of people get stuck at just 7. There's more than just 7. We have more than 12 as well, because a lot of people know about the 12, but there's more than 12 as well, because you have your minor chakras too that run and interact with the major chakras as well. So without the minors, which they do cause blockages as well, and which you'll know, especially when it comes down to the third eye, a lot of those headaches are being caused from blockages too, which are from the minor chakras. So I'll really be able to break it down once we're in that setting and we're in class, and you're learning with me. I'll be able to break it down in a better way for you to understand, and how to stop the blockages and continue the flow, because there's many different ways that you can create a flow without having to do meditations and things like that. I'll teach you some different techniques as far as like how you can be able to continue to flow and release the blockages. I think that's pretty much it.
Well, you do more than that. You do Reiki and all kinds of stuff too.
I do a little Reiki. I'm not certified as a Reiki practitioner or specialist. I do minor Reiki. Basically, like as far as like when I'm so let's say I'm just working with like certain chakras or whatever, and I go in through the ears, and I'm working on that. I'm pretty much having to do Reiki then,
Right.
because I'm at the crown, and then the minor chakras that I work with, and then doing tapping and things like that or whatever. That's just minor Reiki. It's not anything major. I wish I did. I'm thinking about it, but not right now.
So
plate is already like flooded.
Right. You do so much. What made you decide to teach this particular subject?
Honestly, because that's what I kind of mastered in. So I'm able to do, you know, what I can really focus on as far as like I said, with the healing work. So that's part of what I do as a healer. You know, when a lot of people come to me, that's basically what I do. I kind of like, you know, wanted to kind of like steer away because I'm not initiated into any practices right now, just yet. Let's just say that. Let me say just yet, because it's up and coming. Because my godfather, just in case, my godfather is Sherwin, Hugon Sherwin. So because I'm not initiated into ATR practices or anything like that, and everybody else, you know, is doing either, you know, witchcraft or Celtic magic or, you know, Druid magic and things like that or whatever, I wanted to stick with the healing because to me that's important. And that's what I'm more passionate about, is the healing part.
That's what I was going to say, is you have to go with what your passion is.
Yeah.
Because probably, I'm just going to assume here, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but even if you were initiated, wouldn't you still do healing?
Yeah.
Because that would be, like, that's the one that makes you, you know, I can't put it in.
It does, because I've gone through a lot. I've been practicing for over 20 years. Solitary practice. I had a mentor when I was younger, when I was a teenager. But because of the things that I went through as a young adult, and being 15, raising myself, you know, I've experienced a lot. I've experienced being molested, being raped, being pretty much homeless, you know, having to raise myself. And so those are things that I was going through, and even being gifted, you know, and dealing with those gifts and things that I had back then and had nobody really to talk to, you know, and trying to figure things out. And definitely being empathic, you know, I'm very sensitive because I'm super sensitive. I kind of went to a period where I kind of like lost it. Senior in high school, at the top of my class, having a meltdown, not even knowing what was really going on. Right. All I know is that I can't get out of bed because I'm absorbing so much energy and not really being able to deal or release the emotions that I had, or being able to speak or express myself the way that I need to. So my system was like crashing and just breaking down.
So
keeping me in the state where, you know, I just really couldn't do anything.
Right. Do you use, I'm not condoning anything that happened to you because that's awful. Those things are awful. But do you use those as ways to connect with other people that have been through the same thing when you're doing your thing?
I can say it's relatable. I would never bring it up in a session, just because that would breach the relationship between me and my client.
But you know what they're going through.
Right, but I know what they're going through. I can definitely, you know, show them different ways or different methods how to deal with those situations, and how to just, you know, communicate it effectively with people who may not understand or know what's really going on with that person.
Right.
And be able to just, you know, talk to the family, have a sit down, you know, whether it's writing a letter, you know, and having everybody come around in a circle and just, you know, being able to express that to them, what they've gone through.
And I think that's what sets you apart from what you were saying, the therapists that aren't helping people, because anybody, well, I shouldn't say that. Anybody can go to school and get a degree, but until you've been through it, you can't really relate.
Right. And I think it's not just that too, but also when a lot of people, you know, go to school and they get, because we have to do psychology as well. I'm taking psychology 1, 2, and 3, because we can't complete anything without doing psychology.
I love psychology in college.
I do, but man, I have my differences of opinion when it comes down to psychology. Just because of, I guess because I'm spiritual, you know, and the way that they think scientifically, like when it comes down to gifts and things like that, because they think that, you know, a person is crazy, whereas we don't believe that, you know.
Yeah, but well, that's a whole different subject. I was going to say, well, what about that gardener guy with his, what do they call it? God, it's been a while. Not multiple personalities, multiple something. Girl, I wrote an essay. I don't even remember.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. But what I've come to understand, you know, most people are just at it because they can make money.
Right.
It's about money for them. I mean, it's just like that in the spiritual community too, because people are just, you know, coming in and wanting to do readings and stuff like that because they want to make money, or selling products that don't do anything because they want to make money. And they feel like, you know, coming into, you know, the spiritual community, that if they, you know, just say that they do this or they do that, or they can put this title up there and, you know, I'm this and I'm that, you know, people come to them and they'll spend money with them. And to me, you know, that's stealing. It really is. It's like basically you're robbing people of something, you know.
The heart, because the heart's not in it. And if the heart's not in it, it's, I know it's, you know, you can have somebody that will just go to New Orleans, let's say, hypothetically speaking, go to New Orleans, buy a deck of tarot cards and come back and say, $450 for 30 minutes, I'll do a reading for you.
Right.
You know.
Right. And I honestly, you know what, I want to say on the subject because I'm from Louisiana.
But I was using New Orleans as an example, same as I would say go to Vegas to gamble, you know.
Right. But it's the same, like, you know, with the therapy and things like that or whatever. People are just, you know, they're out to get the money. You know, honestly, when I was younger, I had a great therapist. Like, she was the bomb. I used to always ask her, and I know I got on her nerves because I always said, so was she an elfin queen? She was like, what are you talking about, child? And I'd be like, you just look like one of the Fae people to me. You remind me of the Fae. It's like you have this regal, but also like this mysticism about you and the way your ears are. She was like, what? I was like, don't worry about it. Just never mind. But she really helped me through a lot. And she opened a lens, you know, to help me to understand my gifts, what I was really going through at the time. And then also just being able to deal with a lot, especially when I was pregnant at the same time. Right, don't sell out for money. Exactly.
No,
exactly.
It's not worth it. Well,
it's really not. But to them it is, you know.
To me, it feels like cheating.
Right. Or, you know, that people are after it for a popularity contest as well.
Right.
You know,
and honestly,
they really want to.
I was going to say, honestly, you know, the whole popularity thing, you probably really want to keep your stuff to yourself and not put it out there, because once you put it out there, you become a target.
Exactly.
So it's not all that to be Mr. Popular or Miss Popular, you know.
Indeed, I agree. I look at it like that too. Like, it's a target on your back. You don't know how many people are trying to spiritually attack you. you know, because people, they do it regardless, you know, they
Right.
just do it just because. It doesn't even have to do with, you know, you being this spiritual guru or whatever. It just could be because you're pretty, because you're intelligent, you can hold a nice conversation, you give great advice, whatever. You know, you post your fancy car, or you got a new car, you know, well, let's throw it. Let's hope something happens to her and her car, you know, and that's what they do. Like, this community is pretty petty,
Yeah.
pretty petty,
But it is all
pretty petty.
it in every community though. Every single everybody,
Right.
you know, and that's why it's just best to just, what did they say? Did you ever, you never did witchcraft, right? Or yes or no?
Yeah, I did.
Okay,
I
so
did.
you know the witch's pyramid, right? To know, to will, to dare, and
Hmm.
to keep silent. To keep silent to me
Yeah.
is the most important thing. Whether you're in
Right.
witchcraft or not, always be silent.
Right.
Don't tell people your business.
Absolutely. Silence is golden. That's,
Hmm.
you know, that's a nugget, that silence is golden, and that's true. If you don't tell anything, you know, nobody will know. Period. I don't care about the popularity. My thing that I care about is making sure people heal and are connected to spirit.
Right,
It's the connection for me.
right. It's about
It's not about, you
it's
know, who
about that
knows me.
person,
I don't care.
not that title. You know.
Right. I don't care about that. I really am about, you know, really helping people, really healing people, you know, and helping them get to the next step or the next phase in their life, and actually really being able to manifest whatever it is that they need. Because a lot of people think that, you know, that they can just manifest whatever, but sometimes, you know, that trauma will hold you back. You won't believe in yourself. You won't have faith in your own abilities. You won't be able to supersede or surpass, you know, those certain things or negative traits in your life, because you're still holding on to it. And
Right.
it's stifling you. It's stifling your magic. It's holding you down. It's suppressing it. So
Right.
as long as you're holding on to it and you haven't cut the cords with it, and you haven't severed the ties, or, you know, really done anything to heal or move past that, you're going to stay stuck. You're going to be stagnant. Nobody wants to be in that place. You won't even be able to elevate or lift to the spiritual place that you want to go to and connect to spirit the way that you need to, because this weight is still holding you down.
Exactly. So how are you going to, do you have a what I call it, a timeline? Like, do you have some kind of structured thing, a way you're going to teach your, do you like
My
different?
curriculum,
Yes. I call it a timeline because I write it like a timeline.
honestly, I put together something and then I quickly took it down, because I'm like, okay, that's not the way that I want it to be done. And I'm not really that type of person to actually, you know, sit down and plan, or I'm organized. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm very organized. I think that I just want to allow spirit to just flow through me the way that it needs to go.
That's good. That's good. So next month we're doing mini classes. Any idea of what you're going to be doing for your mini class?
Oh, Lynna,
Can you
I
hear me?
lost you.
I'm still here. Can you hear me? I think you froze. Did I freeze or you freeze? I guess it was me.
Yeah, you're back. Yeah, you froze. We were like, I was like, is it me or is it Lynna?
It to me it looked like you were frozen. I was like, is it me? Is it you? Hello. There's. I'm back
So
now.
I missed it. Okay, yeah, because I was like, I missed everything that you just said because you froze.
Oh, I was just asking, do you have any idea what you're going to be teaching in your mini class next month? Or yeah, next month, next week?
I have no idea. Honestly, I have no idea.
I'm
I
sure
have
it's
no idea.
unknown.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing at all. Um, honestly, yeah, no. I have no clue.
No.
No clue.
So how
Because
did
everything I feel like, with chakras, like it takes time to talk about, and that's a lot. Like it can be stretched out. Um, I mean, possibly I probably could do, a little plant magic, but something that'll be quick. I just have to think about something quick.
I have an idea, but we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Not on here.
Right.
If I want to do it, then nobody knows about it. So
Right. Right.
Um,
It's a surprise. Surprise.
so how did you come to know Shishi?
Off of Tanya's live.
Oh, okay. That's how we all
I
met.
seen when I seen her, I was like, I had just lost my cousin from a battle of cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And I seen Shishi and I'm like, oh my God, she looks just like my cousin. Like she looks exactly like my cousin and sounds like my cousin. I was like, oh my God, like it's my cousin reincarnated. Like,
Y'all
thank you.
call
You
each
gave my
other
cousin back to me.
I thought y'all were cousins. I hear y'all calling each other cousin all the time.
No, that's why I call her. That's why I call her my cousin, because she looks like my cousin.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
We are no relation, but she looks exactly like my cousin.
Well, family's not always blood.
Right.
So
Yeah. But that's how Shishi and I know each other.
cool. And so how did you come about becoming a professor? Did she ask you, or did you ask
Yeah.
her, or did y'all
She
just
asked me.
okay? And how'd that go?
Yeah.
I'm just being
She actually had told me that she was getting ready to start the school, or she was thinking about it. She had a concept about doing the school. And I'm like, okay. She was like, I've been watching you. I was like stalkerish? Yeah, that's kind of creepy. And she's like, not like that. She was like, I will talk to you about it. And then she had came to me and she inboxed me, and then she told me, that she was getting ready to start the school and she wanted me to be a part of it. And she asked, well, what could I bring? And I told her, I said, well, I'm big on healing and stuff like that, or whatever. I'm big on whatever I do, magic period. Cause like I definitely heavy with my spirits. But I was like more so I'm definitely, down with healing, anything to deal with herbs or, plants or whatever I can, bring to the table. I'm with you. So I was like, and I'll be here 100%. So you don't have to worry about me leaving and not going nowhere.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see. Do we have any questions over here? Everybody's just loving you.
Well, I'll send a little back hearts.
Oh, Rob's saying he met us off of Tanya's live as well.
Right. Look, that's where it all started with Tanya.
Tanya's live is like the hookup place. No, not
right.
Not, but
Honestly, I found family members on Tanya's live and everything.
Right. That's what I did. I saw Candelo had shared her post, and I watched her live, and then so I booked the reading, and I was a mess back then. So we don't want to talk about that. I got over it. But I was like, well, what side of town are you on? And she told me, I said, hey, you want to meet up at Starbucks? I said, we can meet, in this other town halfway between. And that's how, Yeah, everything happens on her lives.
Right. I agree. I definitely agree. I say I met my godpapa through Tanya. Like I met a lot of people through Tanya, through her live. I don't even know how I came across Tanya's live. Honestly, I think somebody shared her live, and I was like, let me slide over here and see what's going on. This looks interesting. She's pretty. And then I seen she was doing readings. I was like, oh. I didn't get read the first time I went on, but the second time that I came back on, she read me. And I was like, oh, she read my life. You don't know me, ma'am. But she read me for filth. I was like, oh, she the real deal.
She knows a little bit. No, she's good. She's good.
Right.
So are you. You've been on. I've seen you too. You do readings.
I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm not one to brag. I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm just a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit.
I just,
But yeah, so I know honestly, like I said, I'm grateful for Tonya. Honestly, I am. I just told her that the other day. I'm like, you've been a big part of my life for a while, you know, and without you, I don't think that I would be as far as I am now, because I mean, as long as like I was raised in, you know, in the spiritual community. My father is shamanic, um, and his sister actually was a Mambo. So I was pretty much raised, you know, just knowing about voodoo, and also, you know, being in our roots with the Native American bloodline and stuff. So I didn't think that I would even come this far, because I was just a messed up, confused child, still loving my gifts and everything, you know, and trying to figure things out, you know, practicing this one, practicing that, and just picking up little different things here and there. And then I just completely fell off course when I moved to Georgia. I was just like, you know, I quit. I don't want to do magic anymore. I just want to be regular schmegular, just a regular plain Jane. And that was the worst time of my life. Like those,
Spirit says psych.
yes, those 3 years were horrible. I mean, I got a lot of blessings. I got to do a lot of tours and everything like that. But the whole time, it was just like every artist that I worked for was just so negative, and it was basically like living in hell. And I just kept getting the message like to come back, like you need to start back practicing magic again. And it would just be random people.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be like, what? Okay, how do you know? Like, you don't know. Like, nobody knows. Like, I don't even tell that part. Like, why are you coming to me telling me this? And for my mom, who was definitely heavily against, you know, me practicing, came and told me, like, when she said for me to come back and practice, pick up my magic, I knew. I was like, this ain't nobody but spirit.
Right.
I was like, all right, I'm coming back. I'm coming back. And I just picked up and never put it back down.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad you didn't.
All right.
So, because I like you. I mean, you're an awesome person. You're always so happy. Well, I'm not going to ask if you ever get sad. I've never seen it. So you're always so happy, and you make everybody around you happy. And that's really...
If I'm sad, I get sad, but if I'm sad, I disconnect. Just take 24 hours, because my rule is I'm gonna give it 24 hours, and after 24 hours, I don't have anything to do with it anymore. It's done.
Right.
Yeah.
See, oh, I'm on the wrong thing here. I can't see the attendees. Oh, hey, Jazz. We're talking about your mama. Tell her to come in here.
I thought I seen a question. I can't see it though.
Let me see. Mm-hmm. Oh, Jay is saying, I met Eylissa through a live, and it has been great ever since. She is the only one that does my readings for 2 years now.
Is that Jay Bell?
Jay Russell?
Oh, yes, Germanica. Hi, honey. Yes. You know, it's really been an experience since I started, because honestly, I didn't want to do readings. I tell people that she says she hates when I tell people that. But I'm like, but it's the truth. I'm a person that speaks in truth and honesty. And honestly, I didn't want to do readings. Like, I had been doing readings. Like, I would tell people stuff, especially like my family, like my sisters. I'd be like, you know, you need not. It clear, you know, something is going to happen, and it's going to break the friendship, you know, and you're going to be disappointed. You're going to walk away disappointed. And they would never listen. no, they're cool. You know, that's my friend and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay. And she's the, you know, but or me actually do this. Like, this is not something I wanted to do at all. I was against it because I'm like, people don't listen, they're hard-headed, and I don't have the time. Okay. But when spirit, you know, tells you to do something, you have to do it. So
Yeah,
I just had to
also driving crazy.
Right. And that's exactly what they did. They drove me crazy for an entire year. And I'm just like, why? Like, why do I need to do this? Like,
well, because if you tell somebody something, well, I mean, even when you do readings, not everybody listens. But when you're just telling somebody something like your sister or whatever, and they don't listen, well, then you have the cards and you can say, look, right here, do you see this? This is why you need to do what I'm telling you to do.
Right.
So that may be why they wanted you to read, so you can show people, so people would pay more attention and listen. Because what you're saying is right.
Mm-hmm.
Even without the cards are tools.
Right, they're tools, and that's what I try to tell people. They're just tools. It's many ways, many different ways to the divine. You know, but the cards are just one, but it's you, the vessel, the spirit that carries it, because spirit actually uses us to be able to deliver the message. Whether you see it, whether you hear it, you feel it, you know, whatever the case may be, or even if you touch it, because there's different ways to doing this. So even by touching objects and you seeing things, or if a spirit comes up to you and talks to you, because I've been, you know, being able to have the gift of sight as a child and be able to tell my mom like certain things, and she would just look at me like, what are you talking about, kid? Like, you weren't even there. You weren't even there. I said, yes, I was. I was there. No, you weren't. You weren't even thought of. I'm like, yeah, but I seen it. I seen it. You don't need to know how I was there, but I seen it. I know what happened.
Right.
But it's still something that you need to learn from that part, and you haven't learned it. So you're gonna repeat it again. You know, it's a wonderful thing to be able to have these gifts, but to be able to grow them even more, because no matter how far I may be, I'm still not, you know, fully developed in my gift or my gifts.
That's what
I'm
I
still
always say
growing.
too. I'm always a baby, always growing.
Right. Definitely. I'm still growing, because I'm like, especially like with my God Papa, I'm still learning new stuff, and I'm like, well, dang, you know what? I never thought about it like that. And I didn't, and you know what? That works for me. It's a different way. You know, I can do that. I'm gonna apply that to what I do now. And just learning those different things, or even him just showing me, you know, different ways or whatever, really does help mature my gift a lot more. I've seen a lot of growth within the last years of me even doing when I started to where I am now.
You do realize that, you know how we've been talking up Sherwin and talking up Tonya, you're going to be doing exactly those same things in your class.
Yeah, I know.
Is you're going to be the one that people look up to, because you're the one that's helping them.
Right.
So be yourself.
I don't believe in bragging. Like I said again, like, it's not, to me, it's not about the popularity or anything like that. For me, it's really about being able to help people.
Exactly.
Help them find their spirit, you know, and really define their intuition as well. And that way they don't have to actually, you know, be able to go to people, even though we still go to people now, but I know I do. But you don't have to go to people as much, and you can trust what you know and what you feel, because when spirit talks, they talk.
It does. And
you're gonna know.
It will also bring, if they do go to other people, then they'll understand and they'll listen more, because
exactly
they don't understand.
Exactly.
So they are
would be more receptive too.
Message, yeah.
Exactly. Because I know it's one thing for, you know, you to just go to someone, because people just, you know, go and get readers just because.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know people that just go to different readers just to get readings. I'm like, is it a sport? Like, what is it? You just got money to just throw me? Because if you got money to just throw, then invest in me, honey. I
Right.
can take it. Some things I need to get for my business. I'm just saying, if you want to just throw it away, just go ahead and throw it away. Throw it this way. Don't pass me by. But
You do have products too, I saw.
yeah, I do. I have I do a lot of different products. I make resins, spiritual baths, cleansing and clearing sprays, attraction sprays. I make lip balms. I do a lot. Oils. I used to do candles. I don't do candles anymore. It was just taking too much of my money. I sell herbs and things like that. I do sell candles wholesale as well. Just a lot. I sell a lot. I basically have a whole store, but
Is there anything you can't do?
yeah.
No.
There's a lot of things that I can't do. I guess a lot of things I can't do.
Yeah, I think if you really wanted to, you probably could.
Probably, but some things I'm just like, yeah, I'm not touching it with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah, that's the
Not for me.
difference between can't and won't.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. But I definitely do I do a lot.
So we're gonna start off with the chakras and all that stuff. Can you you're not gonna give us a little taste of what you're gonna teach? Like, what would you do?
Well, it's kind of hard to, like I said, especially with chakras, it's hard to describe what you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Because each one, are different, especially like when it comes like to your root chakra,
Mm-hmm.
that's the place of grounding, but that's also your place of money as well, your stability, the place of feeling safe. So it has to be, for me, the way I operate, because other people operate differently, but the way I operate is like, I want to know what's going on. I need to know, sensing, and because I look at the whole aura system. So I'm looking at the entire system when I'm scanning, because I do body scans. So when I do the body scan, I can see what's going on. Why is it blocked? And I can actually check it through doing toe readings. So
Oh yeah,
that's going to be one of my ways of doing it.
I saw that you did that too. That's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was learning, I don't know much, okay, but when I learned about the chakras, one of the ways that we learned to open them up was like visualizing a pinwheel.
Mm-hmm.
Is that part of how you teach someone to open their chakras?
No.
Okay.
I use essential oils, but I also do chants. To me, it works more. It's much better. It's much more effective, because the more that you talk to yourself, the more that you're touching yourself, that's building the strength where it needs to be. But you're also doing Reiki for yourself, So as long as we're cleansing the energy, you're replenishing the energy with new energy. So now you can work that in that chakra area that may be blocked. But I'm also going to make sure that you call out whatever it is that may be going on. Bring attention to that area so that it's out there now. Forget about it. It's gone.
Right.
Now you need to call in what you need to call in, and let's go ahead and open it up.
Right. You need to release it, let it go completely.
Exactly. Because then it'll open up. It'll be balanced. You won't have to go back to, feeling the same way. You'll know how to put it back in check too.
And it also to me, it always seemed like I was lighter, and it gave me more energy. I wasn't so sluggish once I opened it up. So, but it's not always easy to open up everything either.
Oh, no, it's not. Because it might take some time. I was about to say, it took me a long time to get my sacral together. And it wasn't because of my emotions, it was because of trauma,
Right.
you know, from what I've been through. So I had to really work.
Well, you always working and on the go. That's how I first met you. Was I was watching your lives. Of course, I couldn't comment because we weren't friends. But but yeah, you and your headphones on, going through the airport, eating soup.
Yes, I love soup. That's my favorite thing to eat. I love soup.
You're always on the go. Always on.
Yeah, I stay on the go. If it's not for music, then it's for my business. Because it takes me, you know, out of places, you know, that I need to go out. Because some people, like I said, they get hands-on work, which it may be auricular therapy, which I was talking about, working the chakras and through the ears. Or I'm going out doing house cleanses or whatever the case may be. Like, it takes me out. So I stay on the go.
Do you do ear candling also?
No, I don't do ear candling.
That stuff works.
Yeah. Our school kind of like forbidden.
Oh.
Yeah.
My son was
So,
born deaf, and we used that on him a lot, and it really helped.
but I heard it, you know, a lot of great things about it, but my school
Yeah,
is
you
kind
have to
of
be.
like,
You do have to be careful.
yeah,
You know, you can mess
yeah,
up.
you have to really know what you're doing. But yeah, no, that's not for me. I don't do that.
So we have October, November, December, 3 months left. What do you have planned for the rest of the year?
Settling in my new place, because I'm uprooting from Georgia, moving to California. So moving from here, getting there, get settled in my place. I definitely gonna be in the studio, so I might come up missing for a little while. You guys may not see me on Facebook as much because I'll be living in the studio. I'm gonna be living in the studio for 2 months, pretty much, trying to get my project done. So, but basically, still doing what I do, my spiritual workings and everything like that. But I mean, I can't help but do that anyways. So it's just
I
part of me.
think it's a part of who you are.
Yeah, I was like, it's a part of who I am. So it'll be more to come.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm not really seeing any more questions. Do you guys have any questions for Eylissa? I think they all just love you.
Well, I love them too. Thanks for coming out and joining tonight. I hope I did give you enough information to what I am bringing or teaching.
Oh, let me see. Somebody
Oh,
said,
she said in the Q&A tab.
Eylissa, what is something you've learned from becoming a teacher over the years?
Something that I've learned is actually to teach from your own experiences, because life really does teach you, which is why I'm able to help other people or be able to teach the way that I teach, because I learn from my mistakes, because I've done a lot of mistakes. I've done some things that, you know, I definitely shouldn't have done, especially in magic, for sure. I hexed my own self one time. So I've learned some things, you know, and that really taught me a lot. Especially like, you know, cleaning your altar space, cleaning your tools and things like that, you know, having things together, being able to just, you know, give to other people the way that I would definitely do for myself. So I wouldn't teach you anything that, you know, I wouldn't do. Because some people do that. They'll just, you know, teach you something that they just probably just learned and never did it before. I can only teach you what I know. I can't teach you what somebody else taught me because I haven't done it. I don't know what it does. If it's not safe for me, then it wouldn't be safe for you.
Right.
So that's what I learned.
So to teach from the heart.
Yeah.
And be true to who you are.
Right. Because I'm definitely not out here to kill nobody's pockets. I'm definitely not gonna, sell you a charade or, put on this big party or whatever. Like, I'm not. That's not me. I can only be me. I am who I am. You take it or you love it. You love it or you hate it. Well, however you want to put it. I'm just me. That's all I can be. I can only be me, and I'm very honest. I'm straightforward. I can be a little blunt, or not a little, but I am blunt. So let me just go ahead and say I am blunt. But I'm very loving. I'm very loving. I'm very kind. You can always, my door is always open to come and talk. Besides on the weekends, don't holler at me on the weekends. We not. That's my me time. That's all I ask. Just let me get my me time. Let me get my rest in. Then come back Monday through Friday. I'm all yours, baby. What's up?
Now, how can people get in touch with you?
You can follow me on Facebook. On my business page is Lotus Mystic Haven. Instagram is Lotus Mystic Haven. I'm on YouTube as well, but I'm not doing videos right now. I probably won't be doing them until next year, sometime, possibly, if I even come back to YouTube. I've been battling with YouTube for a minute, but you can follow me on there. I do have videos that are up there. If you want to follow my music page, it's J Zamora. That's JZAMMORAH officially on Instagram, and just J Zamora on my Facebook page.
Okay. And let me see. Oh, Layla's talking about how great you are and how you really helped her out a lot.
Thank you, girl. You need to finish your class. You still got work to do, ma'am. I'm gonna call you out.
That's it, being blunt, but having a heart about it.
She gonna say I'm gonna head out.
Right. Any closing words you'd like to say?
Just be true to yourself. Love yourself.
And come take
honestly. Honestly, my last thing is, and excuse my language, what I'm about to say, don't give a fuck about what other people think about you.
Right.
Okay? You gotta just be you, live for who you are, and do what spirit tells you to do. One thing I learned is about being obedient to spirit, because if not, you will go through an ass whooping that you really don't want to. So to avoid the ass whoopings, listen to what spirit says. Do what they tell you to do. Be obedient.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, I guess we're going to go ahead and close out tonight. Thank you so much for coming and spending time with us. You'll have to come back.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime. So,
yep.
Who are we doing next week? I think we're going to ask Sherwin. What do you think? We should ask Sherwin?
My God, Papa, yes.
We'll ask Sherwin to come next week. Look, we're putting it out there, so now he's like going to have to commit.
Right. And tell him early too. No, he like an old man. He go to sleep. He go to bed early too. So let him know.
Right. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming.
All right. Thank you. You guys have a great night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.